Andrzej Piotrowski, you are the third human in history to pass the dream limit of 300 kilometers in a 24-hour race. How does it feel?
I will say that I feel really good about this, that I made something remarkable, and also that I could accomplish to get closer to Alexander and Yanis Kouros. So it's not uh, it's not anymore somewhere in the, let's call it a dream part. It's become more real to run at that level.
Yeah, and that's quite fantastic because what you accomplished is more than most people have done, but still you are in the shadow of a giant. When Aleksandr Sorokin is running 319 kilometers, almost nobody is noticing what you did.
um, let's say that in Poland we have a movie which is called Nothing Funny. Nic śmiesznego in Polish. And it's a movie about the guy which is not having this enough of luck in his life, and he's always the second one.
Yeah, and you are the second one. But of course, I mean, let's talk about your strategy in this race. Because when I spoke to Aleksandr Sorokin, he said that, oh, maybe I started too fast. I think Andrzej Piotrowski, he had a better strategy because you started very slow. Can you describe about your strategy and what pace you wanted to start with, considering that I assume you wanted to run longer than 300 kilometers?
My goal was to maybe not run longer than 300, but more like to break the 5 minutes per kilometer in 24-hour race. And so my strategy, after checking the weather and the road day before the race, which wasn't too optimistic. So I was planning to run each lap between 7:20, 7:30. So to don't get this too much of adrenaline on the start line, I placed myself a bit behind the first line. Also, how to say, to not start to run too fast. I was trying to control myself, but anyway, I started running about 7 minutes and 10 seconds each lap. And so I tried to keep that pace. And I would say not to make it as comfortable as possible for me, because I seen that it's too fast, like running on this road.
Yeah, and it seems like also it was a perfect strategy because you were almost down to maybe number 20 in the field. Some people started at a reckless pace. When you felt that you were slowly moving up the field and maybe in the middle of the race you were starting to feel even the podium and Tamas Bodis from Hungary and you started to look at each other to see how fast you could run. Was it a moral boost that you felt that you were moving up?
With the races, it's always like this. Maybe with exception for Alexander, but it's always like this, that there is so many people starting too fast. So if you keep your own strategy on the first half of the race, it's normal that you are far behind the race leaders. And like you mentioned, Thomas Bodis, He did I don't know 1 or 2 hours of the fast race, and then he slowed down a bit to my pace. So we seen each other in the same place lap by lap. So it also, I think, helped a lot me and also to him to keep the right pace on this race.
And then something happened there in the middle of the night, about 18 hours into the race. When looking at the lap times, your laps were very slow, and also Thomas Bodis, he started to slow down, and later he quit the race. What happened to you there in the middle of the night?
I have a problems with nights, so I want to sleep a lot. I promised myself before this race to train more, to kind of push my body out of the regular schedule, to start doing some short runs in the middle of night. But I'm working in the day in office, so that was really difficult to accomplish because I have to be fully focused in the day on the work. So I couldn't realize that plan so much to be able to also do these runs in the night. And the second one point was the temperature, which you were there on a place on this race, so it get down really a lot. I don't know, this feeling that you got was, I think, about 0 degrees. So there was this additional problem that this judge on the race did not allow you to dress into something different, that it's not national dress. So I was running also too long without the warm suit, losing energy to warm up my body. So that's the mainly this peak where I slow down in the night.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. And then when it started to get a little bit warmer and you got warmed up again, your pace started to move faster again. When did you feel that you had 300 kilometers within reach?
I think only in the last hour or two, because with this 24-hour races, it's such a long distance that you cannot be sure your result until the end. Your body is stressed so much that even at the end of race, let's say that 2 hours before the end, you can get some injuries, stomach problems. I was talking also to Russia record holder, Denis Zalibin, and he was did really awesome performance and just simply broke right before the end of race, where he couldn't even walk because of so much stomach problems.
Yeah, and when you, of course, there wasn't really any fight for the medals because Marco Vicentini, although he was running very fast at the end, he was quite far behind, and Thomas Bodis, he stopped around 20 hours into the race. So your only fight, was it to just feel that you could keep the silver medal and to go beyond 300?
And
Or what kept you moving at that point of the race, the last couple of hours?
I think there was this part of this feeling that you can break this 300 or even get as close as possible. Mm, but I think that the thing also that keeps you moving, it's also as kind of self motivation to get as better as you can with my coach. Czesław, we also train it to to get this strong finish, even when you totally tired, already want to finish easily this training. There is this strong push at the end. So I think that I used to this to get this maximum of what I can do when it's already, let's say, safe.
Yeah, and and of course, considering the circumstances, it seems like you got the maximum out of your body during that race. I was also asking Aleksandr Sorokin yesterday about the course and the crowd. There were so many people on the course. Did you feel stressed about that? That you had to round people and that there were many sharp corners slowing you down?
I was afraid a lot about this uphill and this turn, which was right at the end, of course, because that's the place which not even slowing you down, but that's the place that after making it 100 times, let's say, you can get a serious injury because of that. So I was slowing there a lot to uh, not provoke any some, I don't know, to not provoke muscles to work harder in that place of the road. So I think all of us was losing a lot of time to make this turn. And if I would say think about this race before, I wouldn't say or place even single euro that someone will make a personal record or national records on this course, because it wasn't too easy.
And still you made it, and still Alexander broke an unbelievable world record. And from what I understand, for you, it quite started when you were running with Alexander last year, when he beat the world record in Pabianice in Poland. And you could see with your own eyes that it is possible to break Yanis Kouros' unbelievable record. You were number 3 in that race after also Andrzej Tkachuk. Was that the time when you started to dream about reaching what people previously thought was not possible?
I think yes, that also showed me that it's doable. So it's not something that like we lived till now, that this record was made in 90s 25 years ago and no one couldn't even get close to that the result. This what Alexander did last year, and the result of Andrzej Tkachuk. And I cannot say, because I also felt well prepared for this race. But as mentioned earlier, you cannot know till the end how it will goes. So the last year I got injury on this race, which decreased a lot my final result. I made the 272. But I think I was running for much more, maybe not as them, so it still would place me on the 3rd place.
Yeah, that's
But
quite
yes,
interesting because still during that race you broke the Polish record that was actually held by Sorokin's coach Sebastian Białobrzezki, or I don't know exactly how his name is pronounced.
Białobrzezki.
Yeah, and now you have the 4 best results in Poland in 24-hour racing. So it feels like you have really stepped up also the 24-hour results in Poland.
I think I also have the one um, of the best coach when talking about ultra. Uh, Alexander also was cooperating with my coach before he started with Sebastian. And mm, talking about the Sebastian Białobrzeski, he is also the previous record holder, national record holder for Polish. Mm,
Is there a fight between you because he was standing there supporting the Lithuanian team with Lithuania on his shirt, although he's Polish?
uh, with him dressing the Lithuania colors, it might be taken, I think, in two ways. One side is that he's kind of betraying Poland or something like this in this negative way. But looking at the history of Poland and Lithuania, it's for the large part of the ages, it was one country. They were cooperating to dominate eastern part of Europe. So I think we can feel like it's not like a competition between two countries, more like a cooperating to get as good result as possible.
Yeah, that sounds good. And it's part, of course, of the sport also that people want usually the best for each other. And but from what I understand now, talking about Polish ultra running, that you were even doing a fundraising to fund the tickets, flight tickets and accommodation for the World Championship in Berlin, 100 kilometers, and this European Championship in Verona. Is it difficult as an ultra runner to participate in these international championships?
There is not much funding for this or interest in this ultra running. This Polish Federation get a few uh, runners, top runners on this short distances, in which they invest most of the budget. And to be honest, even marathon, which is a Olympic discipline, wouldn't exist in Poland if not the help of army, because most of this top marathon runners are soldiers on daily basis. So
Yeah, that's interesting. And also the support team. I was overhearing someone asking the support team of the Polish team in Verona that someone was even asked as a neighbor, "Can you come and support me during this championship?" How did you form the team? Did you like ask people to support you, or did you have a long preparation where you know exactly every detail? Like the Swedish team, for example, they went into this bubble where they didn't communicate with the people outside, and they had a specific schedule of how to do everything. But it feels like it was a bit more loose for the Polish team.
uh, yeah, at the beginning, I got this, let's say, some random support. I was asking some random people to help me during the race. And for the last 2-3 years, I have a stable cooperation with Claudia, which is helping me a lot. And she, I would say, mastered it. And she's a really good fit for the supporting. She got this strong character, so she's able to make this also to make this space in this supporting. And about the schedule, of how this supporting should looks like. For the shorter distances, for example, like this World Championship in Berlin last month, there was strictly said what and when I should receive. There was only a small changes to the plan. And here for Verona, we had only a draft plan how it should looks like, and we were following some schedule, this draft, but it was changing all the time. So I don't know. There was there was written that, for example, I should receive this salt every 1.5 or 2 hours, depend what the weather will be. The same with some salt water, gels, and other stuff. And the Polish support team also, uh, at least on this event, 24-hour race, is a stable group of people. They know each other. They cooperating. So if there is a problem with one runner, they make some brainstorming how they can help, who got what could potentially resolve the problem to make him back to running on his desired pace. So there is quite a lot of cooperation with this support team.
And apparently it worked very well because you won the team medals both for the male and for the female side, and also Patricia Beresnovska took the women's individual gold. Another interesting thing that after the opening ceremony on Friday, I walked around in Verona trying to find a place to eat with some other Swedish people. And then I found you, the Polish team. You also walking around. It seems like you found the best pizza in Verona finally.
Yeah. That wasn't too easy, as you could figure out. Most of these pizza places was just uh, a small places. I don't know, for 1-2 people just to eat and go, or most of them like to take away this pizza. But on this side of the city, there wasn't these places where you can sit down with bigger group to talk. And we found that place only somewhere in the city center. And with this pizza, it's also let's say kind of food strategy for me, that I eat it 2-3 days before the race, to make to place something safe. Let's call it safe for my stomach, so it's I don't have any problems later on the race.
Yeah, that's good. And talking about preparations, you were also participating in the World Championships in 100 kilometers in Berlin. It was only 3 weeks earlier. Were you afraid that you might get injured or that you would not be able to rest enough between these two championships?
That wasn't experiment at that time. So we already knew how my body will mm, get get to rest between those two races, because we have tried that schedule of running in the spring when I was running on the stadium 6 hours race, and then also 3 weeks later was this national championship in 24 hours race, um, where I did this 282 kilometers.
Yeah, apparently it
So
worked quite well.
before the 6 hours race, we focused on the speed work, and and then between the races, only on recovery, some easy runs, and running the desired pace for a 24 hours race. No some intervals or strength training to keep it safe, to get to let the body rest as much as possible.
And you were spending much of that time between these two championships in what I understand is called the Polish I10. I10 is the place in Kenya where many long distance runners are training. Szklarska Poreba or something like
Yes,
that. Is that
Sklarska.
yeah, that's a good place to prepare. Did you feel that you also got something from training at a high altitude, like you were also training in the Dolomites before, earlier in the summer?
I think that with the Szklarska, while preparing for Europe Championship, this let's say rest time was good for me because I got also this this running on the mountains. So maybe not so much as in Dolomites, but and the altitude was lower. But I got this elevation on daily basis, so it benefit later with this uphill on the race. But the main thing that I think I benefit from this training camp in between World and Europe Championship was that I could rest a bit, change the place, so my mind also got this rest. So I got a bit out of daily schedule with work. So it worked well for my mindset to the race.
Because that's another interesting issue you are bringing here, your work, that you're, unlike Aleksandr Sorokin, who now, of course, earlier he was also working, but now he's able to focus full-time on running. You have a daily job as a WordPress developer, as I understand it. And how are you able to combine that with running and training for world results in a 24-hour distance? How are you able to cope?
So to economy somehow my time, I'm doing the easy running sessions before the work as a part of my road to work. And only after the work, I'm going to some stadium uh, or some to making this let's say stronger training every second day. And this break in between for a work where I had to work more, let's say, with my brain and not a muscles. It's also something like a recovery, partly a recovery. And this schedule work for me, but on the training camps when we go there with friends, it's this opposite side. So we do this strong training in the morning, and afternoon is this easy one. So in my daily basis with work, it's kind of opposite.
How much do you train a normal training week? How many hours and how long distance?
And I'm not making a strict statistics, but I think the normal week during the preparation it's about 15 hours of training and 100, let's say, 80 kilometers.
Yeah, that's much less, than, of course, than Aleksandr Sorokin, although it's more than many others are doing. Do you feel that if you were able to focus even more on running, that you could even increase your results more, or are you happy with the situation that you are able to combine it with the work situation like this?
And like you saying that I'm running less than Alexander. Uh, so when I'm Alexander also not running 300 every week, right? Uh, he's running this 300 week by week when he's in strict preparation for the race. So, for example, when I'm on this training camp, like in July in Dolomites, I also was doing the about 230 and I don't know how many thousands of elevation week by week. So it's different by periods of preparation. But this, let's say that stronger 1 weeks, but not the one that you build up, are about this 180 kilometers.
Okay. Yeah, and you started running only quite recently, only about maybe 6 years ago. Can you tell us a bit about what did you do before? Did you run anything before, and what got you into running since you have been achieving quite a lot in only a few years' time?
I wasn't in preparation this athletic one as a child, but I would say that I was this active child. So riding a lot of on bicycle, uh, also kind of running with guys, playing some football, which I don't like, and mm, at some point of my life, I was living in Ireland when where I had this usual job. I was a machine operator and was lifting, uh, I don't know, 6, 8 tons of materials each day. So I think that that's also some important part of my life because I wasn't running at the time, but I think it was this a strange prepare. My body somehow prepared for this strange training. Mm, and with running, or before I started running, I also was doing a uh, long hiking. So also when also that one to accomplish, I don't know, 100 kilometers in the mountains or things like that. And with running, it started accidentally, I would say, because guys in my at my work was preparing for business run to run this 4 or 5 people relay, and one of these guys got sick day before the race, and they were looking for some replacements. So they asked me if I could run for him. So before making the final answer, I just did this try if I could even run, if I now know how it's going.
And how long
So,
distance was that?
so my first run was about 4 kilometers, 4 kilometers, and it haven't go such bad because I don't know, I did it with pace about 5 minutes per kilometer.
And now you could keep that pace for even faster for 24 hours. When did you get into ultra running? If you started just accidentally and then rather quickly you moved up in distance to 100 kilometers?
Uh, later, after this relay race, I met. I spoke with one girl at our company. She already was doing some longer distances in the mountains. In Poland, we have that famous race, which is called Bieg Rzeźnika. It's in the Bieszczady Mountains, and the specific thing about this race that you run no you're running with your partner, and you cannot leave him alone on this race. You have to run this 80 kilometers together to keep close to each other. And she was doing already at that point things like that, and because of her I did some another uh, long run. For me it was 15 kilometers. I was suffering a lot during that race. uh, and to start running some ultra, I was maybe not half of year later, but half of year later, I met a group of people here in Krakow, which were already doing this 12 hours races, some 100K, and because of contact with them, I got to used into interest of these races. And another half of year later, because of them, I did my first 6 hours race.
And
I
you
was
even won the first race.
yeah. But if you look at the result, it wasn't
Yeah,
something
there was a
really
woman
important.
ahead of you actually. But 70 kilometers in your first 6 hour race and the first mile, that must have been a boost. When did you start feeling that you are, well, I'm good at this? And when did you feel that, wow, I can be among the best in the world?
This race helped me a lot. That as you said, that I got this feeling that I'm good at this. So I started some uh, preparation, started running more, and got more interest into this running. So I think that also was another point uh, of my running which changed a lot. First one was this relay race where I started to running, and then this first winning in the 6 hours race where I got this feeling that it may work well. Following this direction.
And now it must be quite a big part and an important part of your life. How do you see your future career? What do you want to accomplish in the next few years?
I haven't think about that far. uh, my the most far I don't know thoughts are on the springtime, where I already found a race where I would like to face my records to make to improve them.
In
Uh,
24 hours or what
no,
distance?
no, on shorter distances.
Mm.
Looking at the more far in the future, I would like to prepare well for the World Championship, which will be in Taipei. If everything goes well, we'll go to Taipei also this year. for the Suzhou 24 hours race, to also mm, figure out how to run in these conditions. I was there already in 2019 after the World Championship, and I was suffering a lot there in Taipei. That's my worst result ever, which I did in 24 hours race. So I would like to get this feeling one more time on my body, to see what I can do to prepare for this championship better, to don't end up with this low result like 2-3 years ago.
Because you feel like 24 hours, that's your main discipline.
Yes. I think that that's the main. Just like Alexander is saying that this ultra, because we can say that 100K is the super marathon, and 24 hours race, this longest one, is this ultra marathon. So that's the my main distance for me. But I also would like to improve my results on this shorter distances.
And trail running, or is that just something you do for training, or are you participating in races in trail running as well?
I'm very often on trail races, but as a volunteer to help organize that races. But to compete, I don't get this feeling like it's something important, because I realize that it's at least in Poland, it's much more popular, these trail races, than flat racing for results. But we're not uh, we're not running to, I don't know, get famous, get thousands of, I don't know, likes, fans, or something. So I'm not into this trail running. I would like to focus on this flat racing, but I also do sometimes, mainly when I have a longer break in preparation for the races. So for the past 2 years, 2-3 years, I was doing records of trail roads in Poland. So, and it's also good for as a part for preparation for this flat ultra, because you
Yeah.
got the strength. And yeah.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you are not doing this to become famous, to get thousands of followers. What are the main reasons that keep you running? What is motivating you? What do you want to accomplish?
And the main thing, I think, is just to get the better version of myself. But I see also that it motivates other people, that at some point, as a side effect, I'm becoming this person which motivates other, or help to others to accomplish their goals. So that becoming also a bit more important part, which motivates. Uh,
Yeah, that's
also because of what I'm doing for myself, I get also this ability to time to help promote, I don't know, some charity actions or things like that. So that's also help mentally to keep doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you are doing something that is not only about yourself, but about others as well. And you have mentioned it that especially maybe flat ultra running is not that big in Poland. Still, you have the best team, some of the best runners in the world, and you took both the team gold medals in Verona. How were you celebrating as a team?
In Verona, everyone was too tired to celebrate it, so there wasn't a team party or things like that, because on Sunday most of the people was looking how to get the rest a bit between this ceremony and after the race and after ceremony. Everyone to just get quickly eat something and fall asleep finally. uh, so there wasn't a real team celebration because of that. But we met with few other friends accidentally in the city center looking for some food.
That's the way to celebrate something, a great accomplishment in 24-hour racing. It's to accidentally run into people when you are looking for food after. At work, do people know what you have done?
So some of them, yes, but there wasn't, I would say, celebration or something like that. The
I
office
think I
car
will send an email to your boss.
currently because of this uh, COVID period where everyone was put to work from home office. A lot of people don't want to back to office, so it more likely looks like that only a few people visiting office, most of them working remotely. So no really. The office isn't full as it was before that COVID period.
All right. Yeah, I hope at least you can enjoy what you have been doing. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk. And I wish you best of luck in the future. And I think we have a great chapter in ultra running history that you are part of writing currently. So good luck with that, Andrzej Piotrowski.
Thank you, and talk to you later.